welcome back to the channel, where today, we dive deep into a machine that marries vintage charm with modern engineering of the 2025 Kawasaki W800 Classic. If you're into retro-inspired bikes that stay true to their roots while still delivering a capable ride in today's world, this one might be right up your alley. In this video, I'll take you through everything you need to know from its unmistakable styling to how it feels on the road, and whether it justifies its price tag in 2025. Let's get started. Now, just one glance at the W800 Classic and it's clear Kawasaki wasn't trying to reinvent the wheel. They've crafted a homage to the original W series from the 1960s, and it shows. Up front, the round halogen headlight sits proudly, framed by large chrome trim rings that reflect the throwback aesthetic. Flanked by dual analog gauges and a broad chrome handlebar, the bike sets the tone instantly. This isn't a sport bike in retro clothes. It's authentically classic in every way. The front fender is long and shiny, hugging the 19-inch wheel, and the telescopic forks with gaiters reinforce that vintage British bike vibe. Moving around the side, the silhouette of the W800 is absolutely timeless. It features a teardrop-shaped fuel tank adorned with subtle pinstriping and the traditional Kawasaki badge, which adds a touch of heritage elegance. The chrome-finished exhaust pipes curve downward and then sweep back in true Cafe Tilde copyright tracer fashion. The air-cooled vertical twin engine stands exposed with proud finning details, offering both cooling and aesthetic function. Unlike many modern motorcycles that hide their components behind plastic shrouds, the W800 invites you to admire the mechanical beauty. The double cradle steel frame remains visible and robust, helping maintain the bike's vintage proportions. It's a clean design, nothing looks out of place. From the rear, the W800 keeps things simple but striking. There's a circular taillight encased in chrome, and just below it, a small but functional rear fender that mirrors the shape of the front. The seat is flat, long, and slightly tapered, offering ample room for both rider and passenger. No flashy LED strips here, just a good old school bulb that gets the job done and completes the classic look. Even the turn indicators are large and rounded, giving off serious 70s vibes while still complying with modern visibility standards. Swinging a leg over the W800, you're met with a minimalistic but intentional interior. There's no TFT screen, no smartphone connectivity, and absolutely no clutter. Instead, you get two analog dials, one for speed, one for revs, and a few small indicator lights. The black handlebar grips and chromed mirrors are positioned for upright comfort, and the wide seat is soft, plush, and honestly one of the most comfortable you'll find in this segment. The switchgear is solid and familiar, nothing flashy, just tactile buttons that feel like they'll last a lifetime. While it lacks the tech-heavy bells and whistles of many new bikes, that's entirely by design. Kawasaki wants this to be a ride that connects you to the road, not your phone. Under the tank lies the heart of the W800, a 773cc air-cooled, vertical twin engine with a bevel gear-driven camshaft. That's right, a bevel gear, a nod to the original W1 from decades ago. It produces around 48 horsepower and 46 pounds-feet of torque. Now, those aren't groundbreaking numbers on paper, but they tell only part of the story. This engine isn't about raw speed or aggressive performance, it's about smooth, predictable power delivery and a characterful exhaust note that makes every twist of the throttle feel rewarding. It's the kind of bike that makes you want to take the long way home. On the road, the W800 feels planted and confident. The weight, at just over 490 pounds wet, gives it a stable ride without feeling cumbersome. The front 19-inch wheel and rear 18-inch setup absorb road imperfections reasonably well, and while the suspension isn't adjustable, it's tuned for comfort rather than aggression. The clutch pull is light, the 5-speed gearbox is buttery smooth, and the braking setup with 300mm front disc with a 2-piston caliper and a 270mm rear disc offers adequate stopping power. It's not razor sharp, but that's not what you buy this bike for. You buy it for that smooth, unhurried glide through town or along back roads. It's got ABS for safety, but otherwise, this bike keeps electronic intervention to a minimum, which actually adds to the analog joy of riding it. The riding position is upright and relaxed. Your arms stretch naturally to the wide handlebars, and your feet fall just below your knees. No aggressive lean, no cramped posture. It's welcoming, inclusive, and forgiving, whether you're a new rider or someone who's been on two wheels for decades. Around corners, the W800 can hold its line, though it's not built for scraping pegs. It prefers a smooth, flowing pace over knee-dragging antics. And if you're commuting or doing weekend cruises, the W800 Classic offers a comfortable and stylish way to do it. Now let's talk pricing. The 2025 Kawasaki W800 Classic comes in with a base price around $10,000 in the US market. That places it among bikes like the Triumph Bonneville T100 and the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. While it's slightly more expensive than the Enfield, it brings a level of refinement, build quality, and heritage that's hard to argue with. Kawasaki has really leaned into craftsmanship here. The paint, the chrome, The attention to detail, it all adds up to a package that feels like it should cost more than it does. Of course, it doesn't have the electronic gadgets or rider modes that others might offer at this price, but what you get instead is authenticity. And that's something that's getting harder to find in today's increasingly digital motorcycle world. As a daily rider, the W800 Classic works. It's approachable in traffic, light enough to maneuver through city streets, and it has just enough highway capability to stretch out your ride. Fuel economy hovers in the 50 miles per gallon range, depending on how you ride, and its 4-gallon tank gives you decent range between fill-ups. Maintenance is relatively simple too. Being air-cooled and mechanically straightforward means fewer things to go wrong, and Kawasaki's reliability record is top-notch. So, who is the 2025 Kawasaki W800 Classic really for? It's for the rider who wants to feel something. Not just the wind in their face, but a connection to the machine beneath them. It's for those who appreciate metal over plastic, simplicity over complexity, and character over spec sheets. It's not for the rider who wants the fastest, most high-tech motorcycle. It's for someone who wants their bike to be a companion, not a computer. In a world that's racing forward, the W800 is a moment of stillness. A beautiful throwback that's not trying to be anything other than what it is: a classic motorcycle, reborn for today. If you're looking for a motorcycle with old-school charm, bulletproof reliability, and everyday usability, the Kawasaki W800 Classic is worth serious consideration. It's more than just a good-looking bike, it's a statement. And in 2025, with so many machines trying to shout louder than the next, the W800 Classic speaks softly but leaves a lasting impression. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth motorcycle content. Let me know in the comments what you think of the W800. Would you ride one? Or is there another retro-styled bike that's caught your eye this year? I'll see you in the next one. Ride safe.